Hello guys and welcome to my healer Shadowlands pre-patch rundown. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys through what kind of healers are really fun in the pre-patch and what I'm expecting is going to be pretty good in the next expansion. Remember guys, take these comments with a large grain of salt. We can see a lot of changes in the pre-patch and Shadowlands alike, and of course some of these classes are still very good, but I may just give them lower rankings because they're not as good as they were for the last couple of years. So without further ado, here is my rundown and I hope you guys enjoy. So in our number 6 spot, sadly, is going to be my main, the Holy Paladin. Now right now in Raid, the Holy Paladin just really isn't doing the numbers that we are used to. The Holy Paladin has lost a lot through the pre-patch due to the loss of Ineffable Truth, Expedient, as well as the introduction of Word of Glory. Now Word of Glory and Light of Dawn are honestly just not doing enough healing as it stands right now. We're still running the quadruple Glimmer talent build that we were running before. However, the main thing to remember is that we are losing these things coming into Shadowlands. If Holy Paladin is going to be staying in its current state, it will still be extremely good in Raid because of its utility through Devo Aura and its tank healing through Beacon. However, it is not going to be the powerhouse that we have been used to it being for the last, say, year and a bit. However, one thing that I will add is that the Holy Paladin is doing really well in Mythic Plus dungeons right now. With the Light's Decree buff due to having Holy Power, it is doing an insane amount of damage even as a healer, and you'll see that the Holy Paladin is even beating a lot of DPS classes in these high keys. Now expect this to be the case for the rest of the pre-patch, and if you do want to play this as a dungeon healer instead of a raid healer, then obviously this rank would be very different. Next up we have the Mistweaver Monk. Now, the Mistweaver Monk has been in a really awkward state for quite some time. It was extremely strong in Uldir and at a point within this last tier. However, with the nerfs to Corruption and the Corruption being completely gone, this class has pretty much been completely gutted. In terms of raid utility, it simply does not have anything that can stand against some of these other classes, and it does not have any throughput to match these either. So for this reason, I would like to see a lot more coming in for the Monk to make it either a class with more utility or just insane, really good burst healing. However, I will also say this, it is still looking rather good for the Mythic Plus, and it may even be the best Mythic Plus healer at the start of next expansion. In our number 4 spot, we are going to have the Holy Priest. Now, of course, the Holy Priest is actually doing some pretty nice healing right now, and it is going to be getting some really interesting legendaries during Shadowlands. However, Holy Priest has been in the same kind of spot for quite a while. It does very good numbers, however, it is quite lacking in the utility department and the damage department compared to something like the Discipline Priest, which is an obvious competitor for the Holy Priest. For these reasons, I still rate it at 4. It's about middle of the pack. Next up, at number 3 is the Druid. Now, the reason that I've rated the Druid so high is because they have given it Stampeding Roar as its AoE cooldown. Now, this brings a lot more utility to the raid for the Resto Druid, which tended to have a little bit more Mythic Plus dungeon utility previously. On top of this, I will also add that the Resto Druid, like the Monk, is looking to be really strong at the start of next expansion, especially in these Mythic Plus dungeons. So right now, Druid isn't looking like it is in a good state, so we can expect to see a few more Druids in Raid, and on top of this, we will also see the Druids in Mythic Plus for their insane tank healing and for their B-res. At number 2, we have the Discipline Priest. Now, the Discipline Priest has gained a few buttons which make it really fun to play, especially in dungeons, and it has also got a bit of a quality of life change with its Rapture cooldown. Now, I think that this class is going to be insanely fun to play in the next expansion. Its utility isn't going away, it's still going to be having Barrier, and of course, it's basically going to be the staple in raiding that we can expect. The make or break for this spec is going to be how much tank healing and how much DPS it can do in dungeons, and these may make Discipline Priest one of the best classes in the game. Now, for our number 1 winner, we have the Resto Shaman. Now, Shaman has been in a pretty good state historically in raiding, warranting at least one spot in Mythic World First progression. However, right now, it looks like the Shaman is just doing insane numbers. It still has the really good utility, and it has Spirit Walker's Grace as its baseline, which is really, really nice, as it basically opens us up for some more options for our utility. Now, this is honestly going to be one of the best classes, if not the best, for progression raiding. At this point, if I were to make an estimate, I would say that the World First comps might have something like 2 Resto Shamans and 2 Discipline Priests. Now, on top of having really good throughput and utility for raid, we can expect to see some more Shamans in Mythic Plus in the next tier. Now, with the removal of Corruption and all of these Azerite traits and all this stuff, it's looking like the Shaman is performing pretty well. On top of this, there are a lot of fears that are in the dungeons currently that the Shaman can remove. They also have an Ankh, which is really nice with the nerfing of the B-Reses coming out of the engineering toolkits. So overall, the Shaman is the winner of this patch, and I give it my #1 spot in the pre-patch. Now, that just about wraps up my guides for the healers. Make sure that you guys use this pre-patch opportunity to try out some of these healers, have a little bit of fun in some dungeon scenarios, and of course, with the buff leveling system, make sure to get into leveling all of these classes that you feel like playing. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of content, and if you want to see some more guides in the future. And of course, make sure to leave some comments in the section down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.